Hey there, it's Raj from 3CB Performance. Arsenal defender Calum Chambers ruptured the anterior cruciate ligament ACL in his left knee on December 29th versus Chelsea. A particularly sharp blow since Calum was really stepping into his own and establishing himself as a key piece on the Arsenal back line. In this video, I'll explain the ACL rupture, Calum's return timeline, key lessons to learn from Arsenal teammate Holding and Hector Bellerin's post-ACL rupture recovery, and potential career impact. Anterior cruciate ligament ACL is a major knee stabilizing ligament that begins on the tibia shin bone, diagonally travels upwards to the femur upper leg bone. Its primary role is to stabilize the knee during rotation and/or forward translation of the two bones. It's most commonly ruptured when the knee takes on an extreme level of inward rotational stress or hyperextension stress. During an ACL rupture, there's also the possibility for injuring other structures, most commonly the medial collateral ligament (MCL) and knee cartilage, specifically the menisci, which are dual crescent-shaped pieces of cartilage that sit in the joint to help absorb and distribute force while reducing friction. This triple injury is referred to as the terrible or unhappy triad. James Benge reported that Arsenal's medical staff were investigating Chambers' knee for potential further damage, so the triad is a possibility here, but we'll likely never know the full extent. What we do know is that Calum had surgery to repair the ACL on January 2nd. Following surgery, Arsenal announced a return timeline of 6 to 9 months for Chambers. That aligns with the research which shows that elite footballers return from ACL repair in an average of 8 months. To that point, Chambers' Arsenal teammates Holding and Hector Bellerin each ruptured an ACL last season and returned in 8.2 and 8 months respectively. However, that being said, both players have continued to deal with ongoing fitness struggles and not look like themselves on the pitch. Their example can teach valuable lessons for Calum and fans alike when understanding the true breadth of the recovery process and assessing a player after an ACL repair. The research shows there's increased risk for injury all along the lower body after returning from an ACL rupture due to compensation along the kinetic chain. Additionally, it's impossible to replicate on-pitch fitness or intensity during the return to play process, so there's a definite acclimation period which also comes with increased risk for soft tissue injury. To that point, both Holding and Bellerin have both been dealing with nagging lower body injuries since returning from their respective ACL ruptures. Holding has only played in 7 games overall this season, with nearly a 2-month gap between playing against Leicester on November 9th to featuring versus Leeds on January 6th in the 3rd round of the FA Cup. Bellerin has been out for over a month now with lingering hamstring tightness, which is relatively common after returning from an ACL rupture and ramping up activity. Perhaps the most glaring evidence of compensation is that there's an increased risk for rupturing the contralateral, non-injured side ACL, along with a 3 to 5% rate of re-rupturing the previously injured ACL as well. When on the pitch, both Holding and Bellerin's play hasn't been to their previous standard, most notably Bellerin's relative lack of pace and aggression, and most recently Holding showing against Leeds where he looked completely out of sorts. This unevenness in play may partially be attributed to what's known as kinesiophobia, aka fear of movement or re-injury. The research shows that this lack of movement confidence is one of the last things to dissipate after an ACL rupture. In addition to the prior points, the research also clearly shows on a macro level that the new inserted ACL ligament doesn't fully reintegrate for up to 18 months post-surgery, with evidence of side-to-side deficits in asymmetry for up to 2 seasons. For all these reasons, we won't have a true assessment of Rob, Hector, or Calum post-injury until 2 years after surgery, or at the least, their second season back. That first season is very much an acclimation process, where fluctuation in fitness and on-pitch performance is natural and expected, highlighted by what Holding and Bellerin are currently going through. The very good news for Calum is that the research clearly shows footballers are more and more likely to get back to their pre-injury levels after returning from an ACL repair, with similar performance levels as their non-injured counterparts. Chambers and the training staff will have to be extremely vigilant with his strength, conditioning, and biomechanics program moving forward, particularly if the ACL rupture also involved meniscus damage, which can lead to increased wear in the joint over time. Overall, ACL repair and rehab techniques have come a long ways, partially because ACL ruptures are relatively common with huge sample size of research, which has resulted in markedly better outcomes in the short, medium, and long term. In the meantime, I'm wishing all the best to Calum in his recovery and rehab. It can be a lonely, frustrating place, so fan and community support, encouragement, and positivity can truly do wonders. That's a wrap for this video. Thanks for watching. My goal is to provide you with in-depth, evidence-based, narrative-free analysis. You can always find me on IG and Twitter at 3CB Performance. Make sure to sub to the channel and follow along on all social media for the latest updates. 3CB out.